Someone's obviously lost the original 10mm. I think it was a 10 by 12 or something that was in here. And so it's got a odd bolt and nut on it. So now we're coming over here. I'm going to get this one on the back of the manifold. Connect up the manifold pressure sensor. There we go. And that's everything done at that end. Okay, this is going well. So the manifold is back on. Now I need to put these back on, and that vacuum pipe for the EGR valve, which I've managed to trap. Okay, we'll unthread that. There it is. Right, so that's got to go on there, like that. So we'll chop a bit off and slide it onto there. We'll put this on, we'll put that on. First, that goes on there. This here. What I think I forgot to point out when we looked inside the EGR valve was it wasn't wet with oil, and that's really good. Because if it's wet with oil, that's because the oil seals on the turbo are on their way out, and oil is leaking past them and getting blown into the inlet system. It gets burnt in the engine, but it's just it's a good example of what the condition of your turbo's bearings are. My other one, the old Rough Rover, which you might be familiar with if you've watched any of my other videos. The Rough Rover has got a completely knackered turbo on it. I've got a new turbo for it. I've got an old turbo for it, which I need to recondition and put a new core in it and get it ready. So there's that done, that done, that done. All of those, that. So the next thing we're going to do before we reconnect the injectors is we're going to take this piece off and have a look inside. So this is the crankcase breather system, and it's just held on by some Allen-headed bolts. And there are two versions of this. One has a paper, what you'll often hear referred to as the toilet roll filter, and the other is a centrifugal filter. If it's got the toilet roll filter, we're going to have to put it straight back in because I haven't got a spare with me. But if it's got that, we need to swap it for a centrifugal one. If it's got a centrifugal already, then it's fine. So let's do that. Short arse like me, and climbing on top of the engine is the correct way of doing this. Yeah, that's the one. very original. It doesn't look like anyone's ever undone these, so my suspicion is it will have toilet roll filter. 4 Allen headed bolts. These are captive. So you don't need to worry about losing them. There's 2 separate gaskets underneath it. You might find that they lift off okay, you might find you have to reposition them, but they're typical BMW rubber ones and built into the system. There you go, you see. Okay, so the gaskets stayed where they should. Gaskets stayed where they should, and this has got the toilet roll type filter in it. And with that, we're just going to put it back. Actually, I might take that and just give it a wash with some brake cleaner, but we're going to take that and we're going to order a replacement. Okay. We're nearly done. We're going to put this back on, we're going to reconnect the injectors, and we're going to start the engine. See you in a minute.